The Apple Watch can do so many things, and I bet you didn't know at least one of the tips in this video. Hi, I'm Lexi, a self-confessed smartwatch aficionado, and I've used every single Apple Watch since the Series 0, and I wanted to share some of my favorite hidden features and tips you might not know. I've got the Series 11 here, but most of these tips will work on other Apple Watches if you're running WatchOS 26. All right, let's get straight into it, starting with one of my favorites, hands-free photos. Did you know you can take a photo with your Apple Watch without ever touching the screen? You probably know about the Camera Remote app that lets you take photos and videos from the iPhone. But if you have a Series 9, Ultra 2 or later, you can use 2 gestures to control the camera hands-free. There's 2 things you need to check are turned on. In the settings, go to the gestures menu, then make sure both double tap and wrist flick are turned on. Then go into double tap and scroll down to the Smart Stack option and make sure that this option here, select, is on, not the advance. Now position the iPhone where you want to take the photo and open the camera app. If you want to do this hands-free as well, you can ask the voice assistant on your iPhone to open the camera. Switch to the Apple Watch and you'll see the camera icon pop up on screen as part of the Smart Stack suggestions. Double tap twice to open the camera. Then double tap one more time to take the photo. Now do a wrist flick to exit out and you're all done. Another fun hands-free gesture combo on a compatible Apple Watch is opening the app list hands-free. From your watch face, just double tap, then wrist flick really quickly to open the list. If your Apple Watch keyboard feels too cramped to type out long phrases, use text replacements to make it super easy. I have a long email address and I don't always want to pull out my phone to respond to someone, so I just have the 3 letters EML, which I type on my watch, and that instantly turns it into my email address. Set this up on your phone by going to Settings, Keyboard and Text Replacement, and tap the plus icon. In the phrase field, this is the long text you want to appear, which is your email address, and the shortcut field is the shortened text that converts into that longer phrase. I also have OMW for on my way, and there's plenty more I'm sure you can think of. This is a great way to really personalize your Apple Watch. But if you want to make your Apple Watch as unique as you are, you got to switch up your band. That's why I'm using the Snap Duo watch band from MOFT, partners of today's video. There's 2 colors on each band, so you can make 4 different looks from one set. My favorite of the 5 colorways is the yellow and purple. It's super fun and it looks really good with the silver Series 11, but more importantly, it matches my style perfectly. Can you tell? I also love that the bands are soft, flexible, and they feel really good on the wrist. The pebbled silicone is comfy enough to wear all day and all night, especially important for tracking that sleep score. Unlike some other bands, it's quick and easy to connect them to your Apple Watch with these bi-directional connectors. Such a hassle-free way to switch up your look without a second thought. And when I finally get motivation to work out, the strong magnetic closure means it stays secure. You can quickly switch between bands no matter where your day takes you, from the office to the cafe or to the gym. To get a watch band that matches your style, check out the link in the description. Thanks to MOFT for partnering with me on this video. Back in the good old days of Apple Watch, you used to be able to swipe left and right to change your watch face, but ever since WatchOS 10, this action hasn't been the default, and you've had to press and hold the screen to change. Fortunately, you can get that feature back by going to Settings, Clock, and find Swipe to switch watch face. Something else I love to do is to change my watch face to a custom one after I finish a workout. Shout out to Stephen Robles for this shortcut, which I've tweaked a little bit to show a specific watch face which has recovery metrics after my workout. First thing we have to do is to make the watch face that you want to appear. I'm going to choose modular because it shows things like sleep score better than some of the other watch faces. Let's add some complications. So here in this slot, I'm going to add sleep, then within that option, choose the sleep score. I'll keep this complication up here as the activity rings, and I also like to have another one as the battery percentage, so I'll see if I need to charge soon, which is particularly helpful after a long workout. The center complication on the modular watch face is great because it's nice and big. You can get it to show some things like your training load from within the activity section, but I like the post-workout heart rate option, which is, no surprises here, found underneath the heart rate option in your complications. Now you have your watch face all set up, grab your iPhone and open the Shortcuts app. Find the Automations tab, tap New Automation, then find the Apple Watch workout option, and then here select Is Ended. Then check Run Immediately, turn off this option that says Notify when run, and then select Create New Shortcut. Here is where you're going to want to select the option that is Set Watch Face. This will come up with a list of all your watch faces. We're going to want to choose that face that we just created. This one that I made was the very last modular option here on the list. And that's it. Go for your workout and check that the watch face changes as soon as you end your workout. If you find that it doesn't immediately work, just restart your Apple Watch and iPhone and then try again, because sometimes it just takes a moment or two to sync up. Did you know there's a hidden browser on your Apple Watch? Okay, this is very bare bones, but in a pinch, you can view some pages on your wrist without pulling out your phone. Get a friend to send you a link through iMessage, or like I do, just message yourself, and then open the link on your watch. There are, of course, actual browser apps you can download too, but this is fun for something that just works for basic tasks. Here's 3 things you can do with the speaker on your Apple Watch. Number 1, have your notifications read out loud. Just ask your voice assistant to read my notifications.
You have new notifications from Health, Wallet, Google Home, and Calendar. Here are the 2 from Health.
Make sure your watch isn't set to mute so you can actually hear them. Number 2, if you have a Series 10, Ultra 2 or later, you can play music or podcasts through the speaker. This should automatically play your track if you don't have Bluetooth headphones connected, and in most apps you'll be able to change the volume with a digital crown. Number 3, watch YouTube videos and hear the audio. This requires a third-party app called WristTube. Once you download it on the iPhone, you can load it up on the watch, and while you're there watching your videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, please, and thank you. If you have an Apple Watch Series 7 or later, an Apple Watch Ultra, or an SE3, here is how to make it charge as quickly as possible. First, you need the right charging puck. Make sure it's got USB-C on one end and the ring around it is aluminum. Or aluminium for my international friends, myself included. And also you'll need the right power adapter, so 20 watts or higher. If you're unsure of the wattage, just look on the charger itself and it should tell you. Now there is an exception to this though. If you're in a country that has wireless power transfer or WPT regulations and you have a charger that says WPT on it, you unfortunately won't be able to use fast charging. The Apple Watch now has a sleep score that rates you out of 100, but did you know it's also retroactive? Find it by opening the Health app, tap the magnifying glass, and then find Sleep. Here you'll see your latest sleep score, but make sure you tap that sleep score again, then tap Show in Charts. Any sleep you tracked, even before installing WatchOS 26, is now here. So you can go back and see how well or how bad you slept over the past week, month, or even years. And get this, it also works on any sleep session you've logged with a third-party wearable that syncs to Apple Health through HealthKit. For example, all of this data from June 2025 was tracked with a different device, yet I still get a sleep score here in the Health app. I bet you haven't calibrated your Apple Watch. Here's how to do it so you get the most accurate distance, pace, and calorie measurements. On the iPhone, go to your Watch app, go to Privacy, and reset fitness calibration data so you're starting with a clean slate. Then go to Settings, Privacy and Security, and Location Services. Scroll all the way to the bottom until you see System Services, and make sure Motion Calibration and Distance is toggled on. Lace up those sneakers and go for a 20-minute outdoor walk or run with GPS. Just make sure you can see the sky when you do this. The Apple Watch is automatically going to calibrate the accelerometer with your stride length. Just walk or run like you normally would. One of my favorite lesser-known Apple Watch tips is track detection. Go start an outdoor run and the watch automatically detects you're at a track using GPS and maps data. You can even select the lane you're in for the most accurate distance, pace, and route map. And once you've selected everything and want to get started, just double tap to start the workout hands-free. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and even Strava have a Wrapped feature to show you what you got up to that past year. So why not the Apple Watch? Luckily, there is a cool third-party app I found called Fitness Wrapped, so you get a nice visual overview of your month or year to see how you're going. It's also got a paid tier that unlocks previous years, but you can see a bunch of things for free. Did you know your Apple Watch automatically tracks how much time you spend in sunlight? Go into the Health app and tap the magnifying glass icon to search for time in daylight. This is something that you might want to keep track of for your kids, especially if they have a watch set up with family sharing, because spending time in daylight can help lower the risk for myopia. This is a fun one, but also a great accessibility feature. You can control your iPhone from your Apple Watch. In the Settings app, go to Accessibility, then scroll down to find Control Nearby Devices. You might be prompted to turn off gestures to get this to work. When this is switched on, you can connect to an iPhone or iPad signed into the same Apple ID as your watch and on the same network. Open the Control Center, App Switcher, Notification Center, and more. You can even customize some gestures, so a double tap could do something like open the App Switcher, or a clench will return you back to the home screen. Use a pair of AirPods with your Apple Watch. You can use head gestures to dismiss notifications during a workout. Make sure you've got head gestures turned on in the Settings app on the iPhone. Why is this helpful? Well, if you're in the middle of a workout and you have a call come through, or say you have a long notification from something like the Workout Buddy you don't want to hear, you can just shake your head to dismiss it. Yeah, you might have difficulty doing this if you're running at high speed, but it's particularly helpful for me when I'm walking the dog or I'm on a bike and I want to dismiss something hands-free. Okay, that was a lot of fun to put together, but I have so many more tips to share with you. So if you want another tips and tricks video, drop me a comment. And if you knew all these, you get a gold star. And may your watch be blessed with extra battery life.